Natalie, it felt like a conversation with you that we had on draft night kind of was the unofficial tip-off to the season, so it's fitting to be closing out the season here talking with you again. Now that you've had a little bit of time to digest the entire Wubble experience, how would you describe it?
Exactly that it was an experience. I think mentally, emotionally, physically, everything that went into this summer was historical. The fact that we were able to put together a season, the fact that we were even able to make it there in the middle of the pandemic and play a season is incredible. And in terms of the Indiana Fever and our basketball on the court, I think we had higher expectations for us as we going into the Wubble, but nonetheless, it's an opportunity to grow, it's an opportunity to learn and take what we felt like were failures from this season, and how can we improve them and how can we make them better in going into next season.
How would you describe your season? I know you had some obstacles, specifically an injury early on, which is even more challenging when the games are so compact as they are, yet it seemed like as the year went on, you really started to hit your stride.
Yeah, something in a normal season, like a hamstring injury, would be a short, you just miss a week or so. But in such a compact season where we were playing every day, it really set me back. But my mentality when I was coming back was to make sure that I'm really helping my team as much as I can. Individually, I don't think it was my greatest season of my career here in a Fever jersey, but I learned a lot of things about myself during this year, this challenging year. So looking forward to how I can improve on my range again. Once again, up my 3-point shooting, but of course not in the percentage category. I think I was 0 for 10 for the year, but that's part of the battle, is taking those shots. So now I'm going to take this offseason to continue my range and continue to get better at my individual skills, especially my shooting.
You are still young, but it's very clear that you've taken over a leadership role with the team, not just this year, but really in the past handful of years. What does that role mean to you?
It's something that I really take pride in, to know that I am being a leader, in that I have my teammates to look up to me in moments of clarity, when they need clarity or when they need assistance. So I don't take that job lightly. But being in a situation like this year, once again, being in the Wubble, really highlighted some things for me that I need to continue to work on. And one of them is making sure that I am the strongest leader and personality and person that I can be every single day, no matter what's going on. And so that's once again something that I learned this year that I will continue to try to work on and improve for next year.
You've always been a leader as it relates to social justice, racial equality. That's always been something that you, really the entire league, has been outspoken on for quite some time now, but it felt like you guys had a bigger spotlight this season. Did you sense that? And did you sense that what this movement you guys were able to put in place maybe saw its greatest strides this season?
Yeah, I think the league backing the initiatives that us as players and our Players Association took on this year, with really wanting to highlight the Say Her Name and Black Lives Matter. I was really proud to be a WNBA player this summer, to know that we were strong in our stance and that we continue to fight for racial equality throughout the country and throughout the world, really. And I think individually with our initiatives that we took with the Indiana Fever, I was really proud to see that the Fever back us, for our team to take the initiative to want to create this sneaker initiative, want to create the Pledge It, and really try to help in our communities. But with that being said, the work is not done. The work is never done. It's always just a part of the journey, and something that doesn't end when the WNBA season ends. So it'll be continued effort throughout the entire offseason and going into next season as well.
Yeah, we certainly know, and you're a great example of this, that there is no off-season as it relates to the pushes for these movements. And I think what you and your teammates, the team, the organization was able to do this year was really inspiring and really invoked a lot of change. When you look a little bit bigger picture, Natalie, at this team and what it can be hopefully in a 2021 where we're doing less of these Zoom calls and more in person, what do you sense the future is for the Fever?
A WNBA championship. That's always the goal. Every summer when we go into a season, that's always the goal. And it's just waiting for that moment when it all clicks. It's waiting for that moment where we can stop saying we are a young team and where that experience really catches up to us and we can execute it. it's one thing to be good on paper, but it's going to take an entire team of dedicated, committed players, and then that's including our staff as well, and everyone on the same page for us to be able to put that goal into fruition. So it's going to take work individually in the offseason, and then when we collectively get back together, all being on the same page in that fight for a championship.
Let's look at you a little bit more specifically. I know you hoped at right around this time to be wearing an Olympic medal, and obviously COVID had very different plans for the Olympics, and hopefully you'll be taking part in that in the summer of 2021. As it relates to Canada basketball, I know a lot internationally is still up in the air, but what do you have going on once this WNBA season has now come to a close?
So for a little bit, I will be in Indianapolis at home for the most part. I'm looking to possibly go overseas for a month or two like I did last year when I replaced somebody and played with Borge Basket. So I will look for any opportunities for a short-term contract overseas, but I will be training and connecting with my national team. Like you said, we are preparing for the now 2021 Olympics in Tokyo. So wanting to make sure that we're revamping and trying to peak at the right time for that Olympics, because we do have a medal in sight, and that is our goal.
Natalie, I think you can sense that you've become a fan favorite here in Indianapolis and how much you mean to the fans. And it was hard on them too, not getting to see you guys in person this year. And we had the web streams, which was a great outlet to get them to watch the games, but still not the exact same experience for so many of our diehard season ticket holders that are in the building. Any final message from you to them on what's certainly been a unique year for everybody?
Well, like you said, for a very unique year, I'm glad the web stream was available because the numbers don't lie. So thank you very much, everyone that tuned into our games over the summer in the Wubble, and for your continued support. We always see your messages on Twitter, on Instagram, and the ones that are shared with us that you guys send over to Bankers Life. So thank you so much for your commitment to supporting us, and hopefully we'll see you guys actually in some stands in 2021.
Completely agree. Natalie, thanks for the time. It's always great to get your perspective, and I hope we get the chance to talk again soon.
Thanks, Pat.